Welcome to the channel, guys. Today, as promised, like you've seen in the last video, we are going to work. So guys, if you're new here to this channel, my name is James. I suffer with a condition called fibromyalgia, but I also work full-time as a sole trader, as a roofer. Today, however, we're not doing roofing works. We are finding it nice and comfortable in a friend's unit, so we have nice cover because there's rain about to come today. As per usual, in England, there's always rain. Every day, rain. Even in the summer, we get rain. And yeah, so we're going to be building a wall, 3 little walls out of some plyboard or some OSB. I'm not sure what he got, and some lengths of timber. So yeah, guys, come along for the ride. I've just pulled into Screwfix and Tool Station because I need to get some SDS bits. So stay with me, guys, and we'll get the show on the road. Okay, guys, so just nipped into Tool Station to get a couple of bits what I need today, and I got some SDS bits. So I've got a 6mm, 8mm, and a 7mm. I've already got a couple of bits, so just needed these ones. And I got myself some of these posi heads for my impactor. Guys, if you are wanting to know the price of things in the UK, to be fair, this is relatively cheap. All together, these 4 bits come to £16. So maybe 20 odd dollars, I'd say, probably US dollars. Not too bad. So each of these were like £4. Right, guys, you join me at the most important part of the day. So before we start work, we always have a coffee. Guys, my coffee order, for those of you who are interested, because it's a very interesting subject, is from the coffee shop, would be an oat milk cortado. So for those of you who don't know, cortado is a little tiny shot of espresso with some oat milk or whatever milk you choose. But yeah, this is mine. Guys, this is a talking point, a massive talking point amongst people with fibro, that should you have caffeine, should you drink coffee, should you drink energy drinks, so on and so forth. I quit coffee for a year or 2 and it had no change in my fibro. So even if it affected my fibro a little bit more than if I hadn't, or if I didn't drink coffee, I think just for the sake of having something that I enjoy during the day, I would continue to do it. I have no sugars in this. If I ever have a sugar, it will be half a brown sugar. So, but I digress, guys. Today's subject, like I say, is building a wall, or 3 walls together. You'll see it in a minute, like a box shape. It's in my friend's warehouse, and yeah, I'm gonna say straight off the bat, I am not a carpenter, I am a roofer, so it won't be the most unbelievable techniques that you see. You won't look at the camera and be like, oh my god, this guy is a craftsman. What you will do is you will say he got the job done, hopefully. Guys, I will catch you at the job. That's what we've done, is placed our 3x2 on the bottom. We've drilled and plugged into the concrete around our perimeter like this. The drills, or the tools used today, SDS, with the new bits that I got, my impactor, and that's about it really. And the skill saw. Place our OSB, as you can see in the corner. We're going to start to place that all around. So in the end, what you will have is 3 walls. Making a bit of progress, guys. I hope you can see where I'm going with this. So there's going to be a third panel there, and then running along here it's going to be exactly the same thing. and then running along here is going to be exactly the same thing. Obviously we've timbered the bottom, drilled and plugged into the concrete all the way along, and then we've built just some framework behind to support this. This is obviously going on scaffold, or the scaffold behind it. So instead of like cross beaming down into the floor, we're just going to put some straps, some metal straps around the back. But I'll show you. I'm finding the easiest way to do this, instead of doing the studs as a box first, just to put the board against this, run my board into where the stud was, and then just putting a stud against this and putting a couple of screws in it, and then measuring between here and here to put another stud, and then fixing those studs together. Otherwise it don't have to be a big old door, does it?
Okay guys, so as you may have seen, behind these boards there is all of the electricity, consumer units, fuse boards, the place where you take the meter readings from. So we need some kind of access, as there would be very limited access behind if you just had to like try and skirt behind these OSB boards. So we needed to create a door or a hatch. The hatch wasn't big enough, so I am not a carpenter. I didn't want to just take this 1.2 off and create a door, because it probably would have gone wonky. So all I've done is put some garden hinges on, where the board was set in place already, do a level line where we wanted the top of the door, and just go through it with the skill saw. My theory was that as soon as I went through it with the skill saw and unscrewed where all of the screws was set originally on the 1.2, that we would have ourselves a nice big door for access. Guys, I hope you have liked today's show, and at the end I'll show you a slow-mo of the finished product. I'll see you soon.